Are you one of those managers who continuously ask for feedback from your team because you know that feedback is important, but when you do, you hear crickets? If this is something that you're struggling with, I have 3 tips for you. The first is send an email out before your meeting, just letting them know what you want to go over at the meeting. It doesn't have to be a super formal agenda. All it has to be is kind of like an alert. Hey, listen guys, these are the kinds of things I want to talk about. These are the things that I want your opinion on, or these are the things that I want to review and action plan on. Essentially, I want to know your opinion on A, B, and C. What sending out this email a day or 2 beforehand does is it just gives them a time to think, just kind of process, digest what you're asking of them, and come up with a way to deliver their opinion in a way that they feel most comfortable with. This tip is going to make it much more likely that they're going to come to the table with their opinions. A lot of times when we ask a question, we just assume that they know what we're getting at or why we're asking the question. And that's just not the case. In fact, a lot of times this creates anxiety and they start thinking to themselves, what are they getting at here? Why are they asking this question? If I say this, is it going to be the wrong answer? Are they going to get mad? This is going to give them more clarity on why you're asking the question, what kind of information you're trying to get out of them, and it's going to help them frame an answer that's helpful to you. Now, if these 2 things don't get them talking, another one that always works is to try to find some way to solicit their input anonymously. There are a couple of ways that you can do this. The first one is to assign a scribe to the meeting. Essentially what you're going to do is you're going to ask people to think about what their responses were to the question that you sent out before the meeting, and you're going to allow them to just have some discussion about it. And then you're going to designate one person to be the scribe to just write everything down. And then once you ask them to do all that, you're going to leave the room. What this does is it gives them the autonomy and the freedom to talk without having you listen to what their ideas are, and one person is taking down notes, not identifying who said what. Then at the end of that meeting, that one scribe will send in an email a summary of what everybody talked about. This way, nobody's opinions are identified as coming from a specific person, and you'll be more likely to get real honest feedback. Now, if that doesn't work, here's another great tip that I use all the time. It is very easy to create a completely anonymous survey for free in Google Forms or in Microsoft Forms. You can format the questions however you want. Then each of those platforms has an ability to create a QR code. Take that QR code and either put it up on the screen at the meeting or send it out in an email to everybody. If they use their personal devices to scan that QR code, it will populate their response completely anonymously. The only caveat to this is that if you report to somebody and this decision isn't necessarily yours to make, run it by your boss first. If you found that tip helpful, there are a couple of other tips on meetings that I put together some videos on. You can find those here. Make sure to like and subscribe for more tips and tricks that I've learned along the way so you can learn from my mistakes.